So we're going to do a little tiny conversation review. I will read A and I want you to respond with B. And then we'll go through it line by line. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué haces? ¿A dónde vas? Okay. So now I'm going to say it all just so you can hear the pronunciation. Hola. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien. ¿Qué haces? Estoy estudiando español. ¿A dónde vas? Voy a casa. Okay, so now to translate, we're greeting here. So we're saying hello, and then the person's responding hello, and then we're asking, how are you? And you respond, I'm good. And then I ask you, what are you doing? And then you're answering, I'm studying Spanish. And then I'm asking, where are you going? And you're responding by saying, I'm going home. So now you can understand a little bit of a Spanish conversation. This is quiero. Quiero, which means I want. You will use this word constantly, and I'm going to show you some ways on how to use it. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to want to say, I want something. And here's some common phrases that you will hear every day. So we'll start from the top and we'll work our way to the bottom. Quiero comer. I want to eat. Quiero dormir. I want to sleep. Quiero agua. I want water. Quiero café. I want coffee. Quiero ir. I want to go. So notice how they all have the word quiero and then the action of what they want. And this is a good way for you to know one foundation, which is quiero, and then you can kind of fill in the blank. So you're learning so many different sentences you could say using the same word, which will be very useful for you. Okay, now I'm going to show you a similar example, but instead of saying I want, we're saying I'm feeling something. So for example, tengo sed. I'm thirsty. Tengo hambre. I'm hungry. Tengo sueño. I'm sleepy. So these are also very common phrases that you'll hear by native speakers. And it's good to keep these in mind. And like I said from the previous example, as long as you know the base, which is tengo, you can kind of substitute it with different words. So like tengo sed, tengo hambre, tengo sueño. So these are patterns that you can start to kind of remember, and it'll make it easier to learn different phrases you can say. For example, here you just learned 3 from essentially one word. And then these are the words for these. Sed, thirst. Hambre, hunger. Sueño, sleepy or tired. Okay, and kind of just trying to stay with the theme of kind of the words that we're learning today, I did want to show you 2 more. So we have vamos, which means let's go. Vamos. Vamos a la tienda. Let's go to the store. And then we have ven aquí. Ven aquí, which means come here. Ven aquí. Come here. And again, I'm trying to show you common phrases, common words that native speakers will say. So, and these are pretty simple, which I think you can learn and memorize, and it will be easy to apply to conversations. Before we do some conversation practice, I do want to show you one more little phrase that's literally just one word, but it means do you want? ¿Quieres? ¿Quieres? Do you want? Okay, so again, this is a very common one. and this will be good to apply to conversations as well. Okay, now it's time to apply what we learned into a little bit of conversation practice. So I'm gonna start by reading through it once, and then we'll do it again, but this time you'll respond with be. Okay. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien. ¿Qué haces? Tengo hambre. ¿Quieres comer? Sí. Vamos. Quiero agua. Yo también. Okay. And then, by the way, I'll explain what this means, but try to take a guess what it means. And then, so we're going to go through it. And then after we go through it, then I'll give you the English translations just so you can keep them in mind. So I will read A and you respond with B. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué haces? ¿Quieres comer? Vamos. Yo también. Okay, I added the English translations, so let's go through it line by line. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Means, hello, how are you? Estoy bien. I'm good. ¿Qué haces? What are you doing? Tengo hambre. I'm hungry. ¿Quieres comer? Do you want to eat? Sí. Yes. Vamos. Let's go. Quiero agua. I want water. Yo también. Me too. And by the way, this phrase, again, very common. You will hear it all the time. So it's a good one to keep in mind. Yo también. Me too. Okay, so just to kind of recap the lesson a bit, I want to go through the kind of like the main things we were going through today real quick. So the word that we were focusing on today was quiero, which means I want. Quiero comer. I want to eat. Quiero dormir. I want to sleep. Quiero agua. I want water. Also learned tengo, which is kind of like more like a feeling, like I'm thirsty. Tengo sed. Tengo hambre. I'm hungry. So it's a bit different from quiero, which is I want. Like for example, tengo hambre and quiero comer are a little different. They are similar, but different. Quiero comer is I want to eat. But tengo hambre is like the feeling of hunger. Tengo hambre. I'm hungry. And same thing with the other ones. So for example, quiero dormir. Quiero dormir means I want to sleep. But here we have tengo sueño. Tengo sueño is I'm sleepy or I'm like tired. Like that's usually when people would say that. And then here again we have quiero agua. And here we have tengo sed. So this means I want water. Here we're saying I'm thirsty. So they're similar but a little different. So it's good to keep that in mind. But both of these are very common ways of saying these things. Okay, and then we also learned vamos, let's go, like vamos a la tienda, let's go to the store. Vamos al parque, let's go to the park. And then we also learned ven aquí, come here. It's pretty straightforward. And then the last phrase we learned was quieres, which is, notice how here it's quiero, I want. Quieres is asking to someone else. So you're saying, do you want?